I'm watching every movie in Cinema Speculation by Quentin Tarantino, and today I'm watching Bullitt. I've never seen Bullitt. In fact, I've never seen a movie with Steve McQueen. This is the main reason why I'm doing this series. I love movies, and I want to catch up on stuff that I haven't seen. Now, I agree with Tarantino regarding the biggest reason why the movie works, and that's Steve McQueen. Tarantino highlights his coolness in the movie, not only in the sense that he has charisma, which he does, but also that he never loses his cool. Nothing gets to him, nothing affects him. I feel like this kind of coolness is what he tried to give Cliff Booth in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but contrary to Cliff, there's a warmness to Frank Bullitt. There's a warmness to Steve McQueen. The director, Peter Yates, says in the director's commentary that McQueen didn't consider himself an actor, but a reactor. And I get it. Just look how he reacts here. Look at his smile, look at his sweater. Yes, he's calm and collected, but he's not cold. There's a warmness to him, a shyness even. It's funny because he has a lot of confidence when he's locked into the action, but that timidness comes out constantly. Yates said that he needed a confidence boost every once in a while because he thought he couldn't really act. I think all of that is there on the screen. The confident movie star and the unconfident actor. Frank's only conflict with his girlfriend is about how nothing in his job affects him. And the movie treats it as a reflection of how violence has made him jaded and insensitive. And you might think that. Just look at him grabbing groceries after going to the morgue, stealing a newspaper, grabbing some vegetables. It's like a slice of life movie. I think that's the key though. It doesn't seem very detached to me. I think Frank is just enjoying his life outside of his job. It's so common for police movies to reflect the cop as this tormented being that brings every issue home. Frank Bullitt isn't that kind of cop. It might have to do with McQueen's own perspective. In the book, Tarantino mentions that Steve took a long time to accept the role. And that's because, according to Quentin, Steve was embracing the hippie counterculture, and he was afraid that his fans would turn on him for playing a pig. I think you can tell. To me, Bullitt is not cool because of jadedness. He's cool because he's just doing his job and enjoying his life outside of it. The other thing that people talk about when they talk about Bullitt is the car chase, and it does live up to its reputation. I gotta say, I don't love that both cars look a bit alike. At least to me, I don't know anything about cars. I suspect Tarantino had me in mind when he made Death Proof. There's a huge chase sequence that feels pretty similar to this one, at least in my opinion. But in that set piece, one car is white and the other one is black. But going back to Bullitt, just look at this shot. It's insane. And there's like 30 more like that. And that's not the only great set piece in the movie. In fact, Peter Yates is great at chases in general, even if they're by foot. This is incredible. It's like something out of Mission Impossible. Now, to me, the most interesting fact that is shared in the book is that the main reason why McQueen made so many great movies, more in quantity, at least according to Quentin, than Paul Newman or Warren Beatty, his big star contemporaries, is because of his wife, Neil McQueen. Neil was the one that would receive all the scripts, read them all, narrow them down to 5 scripts, summarize them, and then go to Steve and argue which ones she thought were the best for him. And the main reason is because Steve didn't like reading scripts. He just liked reading car magazines. This is her speaking in the book. He really didn't like to talk too much in movies. He would just rip out pages of dialogue. He'd do scenes with Don Gordon and say, "Give those lines to Don." Then Don would say, "Who cares who says it? The camera's still gonna be on you." And Steve smiled and said, "That's right, baby." Funny, considering his cameo in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is as the only character that openly gives exposition to the audience.
I'm gonna tell you a story. She was engaged to him, and she flew to the UK to make a film with him.
I'm sure I'm going to mention Once Upon a Time in Hollywood so much during this series. Follow along if you want to see more.